and welcome to the Dice Club. I'm Steve, and today I'm going to show you how to play a game called Heckmech. If you've got the English version, it might be called Pickomino. It takes between 20 to 30 minutes and plays from 2 to 7 players. This is how to set up for any number of players. You put the dominoes ranging from 21 to 36 in the middle, and the dominoes have a different number of worms on each, from 1 at the cheap end of the dominoes to 4, which are quite hard to get to the high end. The aim of the game is to collect as many dominoes as you can, but you're aiming for the dominoes with lots of worms on, because the person with the most worms on their dominoes at the end of the game will win. The game will end when there are no more dominoes left to take in the centre, and on your turn you're going to be rolling dice in a slightly Yahtzee style roll. So on your turn you're going to roll the dice. You're going to roll the 8 dice in the table, and you're going to have a look at what you get. For this particular roll, I've got 2 1s, 2 3s, 2 4s, a 5 and a worm. Now worms are worth 5, but to take any dominoes or to lose any dominoes, which if I have a bad roll as such, I need to get at least 1 worm and keep it. So on my turn I roll the dice, and I can choose to keep one type of dice. I can choose to keep both 1s, or I can choose to keep both 3s, or I can choose to keep the single 5. But once I've kept them, I can no longer keep that value. So let's say I keep the 2 4s, and I put the 2 4s and I keep them out the way here. I would then roll my remaining dice should I want to continue. And I'm trying to score the numbers on these dice here. Let's say I go again, and let's say this time I keep a worm. So my total score is 5 plus 8 is 13. Again, I'm still on the values of the dominoes here. I go again. Oh, I can't keep the worms now because I've already kept a worm. So I might keep the 5, which puts me on 18. 3 now puts me on 21. I could try and roll again, but given I've already got a 3, 2 4s, a 5 and a worm, the only things I can keep now are 2s and 1s. So let's say I decide to stop. I no longer want to roll any dice, and I can stop. From the middle I can take, as long as I've rolled at least 1 worm, I might take anything from, in this case, 21 or lower. On this particular roll it limits me to taking the 21, and I'll put that in front of me. The turn would pass to the next player and they would roll their dice. On the next player's turn they might roll their dice, and same thing happens. You choose to keep whatever you want. In this case they keep 2 4s. In this case they keep, they're on 18 now. 19, 20, 21, 22, and say they stop there. They can take again anything from 22 or lower in the middle, but they can take mine off me. If they'd rolled in such a way to finish on exactly 21, they could have taken my 21 off me. In this case they didn't. They would take the 22 and put it in front of them. Next player would have a go, and so on. If it comes back round to the first player again, and the first player rolls, maybe they roll the dice a few times and get a 28, they can place the 28 on top of the 21 to protect it. And the newest one you get, the next domino you get, whether you get it from the middle or you steal it off someone else, will go on top of your stack. So you're protecting the 21, which is quite an easy one to take, with a 28. Which might not be the best way round, because generally you want to protect the ones with the most worms on it. So the 28 would probably be better that way round, because now you can only lose 1 worm if someone robs you. If someone robs you now, they take 2 off you. But you keep going in that way until all the dominoes are taken. So you can either steal off other people, but the other way to lose dominoes you've got is if you're rolling and you bust having rolled at least 1 worm. So at the moment I haven't rolled a worm. I could take these 4 5s on 20, but let's say I rolled a worm, I've got 2 1s, a 3, and then I bust. Say I get, again here, if I did that, I've got 2 1s, 2 3s, and I can't keep any of them. I've rolled too much. It's a bit of a push your luck game, and I would lose my top counter. So I can't take anything with this score. The 28 would go back in the middle, and whenever you lose one back to the middle, you take the highest domino remaining and you flip it face down. So as you can see, when people start losing back to the middle, these dominoes are going to start ticking down until all the hard ones to take have either been taken or are covered up, and you get to the point where all the dominoes in the middle are gone. When all the dominoes in the middle are gone, you count up the worms you have in the pile in front of you, and the most worms is the winner. That's Heckmech or Pickomino, a fun 2 to 7 player push your luck game that takes between 20 to 30 minutes. This has been Steve from the Dice Cup. Thank you very much.